I am Cynuous of Conqueror Skies, and also our competitive team, Cascade Zero. Today I'll be going over with you a few things about the Nodachi class from Conqueror's Blade. So first thing that you guys need to understand when starting this class is that the one thing that no one told me about this class when I started is that while it may seem in the lower levels that you will be gods on the battlefield, make no mistake, when you hit the high brackets, level 100 plus era, you will transform into the worst class in the game. Now, the reason being for that is because your class is probably the class that has to adapt the most. And by what I mean by adapt is that your play style has to be derived from basically what everybody else is doing. And what I mean is, for instance, while in the lower levels you will be able to use pure strength, you'll be able to put all your attributes in strength and be able to get away with this, mainly because units do not have a higher enough veterancy. They're not a high enough tier on the unit tree yet to be able to effectively damage you in a way. So you'll basically, with your life stealing, you'll be able to basically heal tank yourself through mobs and mobs of enemy units without really having to worry about being on a defense. So you'll be able to just basically be on the offense the entire time, and you're pretty much a nightmare to anybody's unit that's on the battlefield. The problem with that is that once you start getting to the higher brackets, going up against enemies that have purple tier, gold tier units with full maxed out veterancy, oh, this is going to change quite a bit. And I mean, it will change. Where you were able to once just basically rampage on the battlefield, you will no longer be able to do such things. As a matter of fact, not only will you not be able to do those things, but you'll also more likely get killed the very first time you overextend past your own unit in order to kill somebody else's unit. You have to play very, very, very smart when playing the Nodachi class against other classes and other units. You will no longer be able to just use Bloodthirsty, dive into a group, and just completely obliterate them with whatever skills that you're using. It doesn't work that way anymore. So just keep in mind, if you're going to play this class, that you're going to accept all the weaknesses that come with it at a higher level, which is a lot more than what the other classes have for weaknesses. You will have the most weaknesses. I'm not saying that Nodachi classes is, to me, Nodachi class is still a playable class. It is a doable class. But unfortunately, your best ability, the whole point of your ability, life stealing, is almost completely shut down at higher levels, which is why your efficiency on the battlefield completely falls short of all the other classes that are in the game, which is generally, when you look up the tier list for any Conqueror's Blade weapon tier list, you will generally see Nodachi at the bottom of this tier list. Okay? And this is the reason why, okay? Because what's the point of doing what you're doing when there's other classes, when you're not rampaging around, wiping out units? If you're just hiding behind your units, trying to play it safe, there's other classes that do that better. Let's face it. Let's be real. There's other classes that do that hit and run tactic way better than you. Okay, and that's why a lot of people rank them that low. Not to mention that 80% of all the classes at higher level are going to be in heavy gear, which means your damage is probably not going to do anything to them, regardless of how much strength attribute you have and how good your armor and your weapon is, primarily because all the people in heavy class and heavy armor are more likely going to be stacking armor as their main attribute. And with enough armor closing in at 1,000 around the clock or around the tree for defense against slashing, piercing, blunt, you're pretty much not going to be doing any damage to them. And if you do, it will be because you're getting buffs that are basically other people are putting on them, where they're basically taking away their defense. But generally, you'll see at higher levels, when you start doing a full combo on somebody, it barely takes anything from them. You'll have to have 3 or 4 people on that person to take them down, particularly people like mole classes, poleaxe, and long sword and short sword and shield. Those classes are going to be able to tank 2 to 3 people at once and still seemingly be able to take tons of damage before they actually go down. So just giving you guys a little bit of the 411 about your class. Okay, just you need to be careful. If you're going to commit, I want you to understand the shortcomings of that of what you're doing, what you're basically about to get yourself into. And I am in no shape or form trying to talk anybody out of playing this class. I just want you guys to understand exactly the deal. I want you to understand the letters that are in the fine print. Because a lot of people, they just see, oh, great class great class at the beginning, but they don't read the rest of the fine print, which basically says that your class is going to end up not being what you thought it was at the higher levels. So I don't want people to run into that and it's like, geez, is it a me thing? Yeah, it is going to be partly you, but it is the class. It is the way that the class is meant to be played. Cannot be played that way once you're higher level. So I don't want anybody to get discouraged or anything like that. I always will put positive energy into the Nodachi community, and that is what I plan on doing. I plan on making more videos. My next video should be basically kind of like a tutorial for beginners on what skills to use, how to spec your character as far as attributes go, how to play certain units that you're probably going to want to favor going with first versus later on. And then I will make another video after that, more likely to highlight the changes that will be made when you're lower level versus when you become higher level. And the different types of things and metamorphoses that you'll have to use on your class in order to adapt to the higher level veterancies of units and also the playing styles of enemies on the battlefield. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I want you guys to come back. Please like, subscribe, and always comment. All right, let me know if this was good, if you guys want more content like this. Okay, all right guys, I'm signing off. See you around.